Good afternoon, everybody. This is Pastor Matt Rohde from Springport Bible Church. I want to preface this video by saying a couple things. Number one, this is my opinion. This is not the church opinion. This is my opinion. I've had numerous conversations with people over the course of the past week asking me what my thoughts are on us not having a police department in town. And the second thing is this: I would ask you watch the whole video. Don't just stop it after you see something or hear something that you like or don't like. So this is my opinion. I think that having a police department in town that is a part of the village, the township, is a positive thing. When I first moved here back in 2018, there was a lot of things I saw happening in town that I did not like. Number one, I did not like it that I was seeing drug deals sometimes in broad daylight in town with people with zero fear of anything happening to them. Something else that I found very, very disturbing is the vehicles, the cars and the trucks that would go through town at 60, 70 miles per hour while kids are walking on the sidewalks, crossing the street with zero fear of getting pulled over and getting a ticket. Then when I would head up to the school, when I first started helping out up at the high school, and I would head up there at the end of school when kids are getting out, vehicles would be showing up or they'd be driving in front of the school, driving recklessly, excessively speeding while kids are heading home, crossing the street. I was not happy about it. I did not think that we were taking care of the families in the village and taking care of the kids. In the past couple years, what I've seen is I've seen things change. I've seen a police presence in town that is actually making a difference. I can't tell you the numerous times that I've heard about a drug bust or somebody getting arrested for doing something they shouldn't be doing that was threatening the safety of the village. I've also noticed that cars and trucks now have a very valid fear that if they drive through Springport and they are speeding and they're making it so the roads are not safe for our kids and people walking around, they will get pulled over and they will get a ticket. That's something that I've noticed living right at the edge of the village as people are coming in and leaving, is that people now are not speeding anymore because they know that they're going to get a ticket if they drive fast through Springport. I also love it that there's a police cruiser sitting across the street every day when our kids are getting out of school, making sure nothing happens to them, making sure nobody's driving in a reckless manner that could do something to one of our kids. It is my opinion that things are much better now than when I first moved here. I love the response time that I've experienced whenever we've had an issue here at the church. When I make a call, somebody from the police department is here instantly to take care of things. We live at the edge of Jackson County, the very edge of Jackson County. If there's an issue or there's a problem, we are going to have a long response time. I've done my homework. I've looked into things. The county is low on manpower, so they might have one, maybe two cruisers for all of Jackson County in the evenings. You want to talk about a slow response time if something happens. I think that's going to be a very slow response time. I think it's an absolute blessing having officers from the village of Springport at our sporting events. That also will be done with. People get very passionate and dumb things happen at sporting events. After football games, during basketball games, seeing one or two of our police officers from town being there, making sure that nothing gets out of hand, is very reassuring for me that our kids are going to be safe. I know a lot of people have talked about the liaison officer. And there's a letter going around talking about how the school covers the cost of the liaison officer. That is true. As of right now, for the next 3 years, we have a grant that covers half the cost of the liaison officer, and the school covers the rest. That is true. That is a fact. But the liaison officer, and once again, this is not me shooting from the hip, I've done my research. The liaison officer has to be tied in with the police department in order to have a cruiser, in order to get his logs done, in order to have all that stuff happen. As of right now, there's a 7-school waiting list for our county to get a liaison officer that they would be in charge of. They would not be able to manage the liaison officer we have at the school, which means that would be done with. Also, the liaison officer and everything he does is, I think, invaluable. What I've seen as far as the difference that he makes and the connections that he has with the kids in the school has been powerful to see. Now, I talked about how the grant is good for 3 years for the liaison officer. After the 3 years, then the village, the police department in town, is going to pick up the other half of what the grant now won't cover because it's not going to be around anymore. That's worked in to what you'll be deciding on Tuesday. So we will still continue to have the liaison officer. We live in a violent world right now, and it seems like every other day we turn on the TV and something's happening at a school and kids are getting hurt. I think it is a no-brainer that we have a liaison officer in Springport so that our kids in the school are safe. If something happens, we have somebody in there that can protect them. Once again, I'm not telling people what to do. I'm not telling people what to do. You make up your own mind. But I've had way too many conversations not to weigh in. I know this letter has been sent out, and I'm sure somebody put in a lot of time putting this letter together and sending it out to a lot of people in the community, because this letter was even forwarded to me. The only problem I have with this letter is that they didn't put their name on it. If you have a passion for something, if you have an opinion about something, I have always kind of had a rule of thumb. Whenever I get a letter here at the church, somebody doesn't like something I did, the first thing I do is I look at the bottom. If they didn't sign their name, I throw it away. Today, as I'm making this video, I'm putting my name, my face, and my reputation out there, because this is something I firmly believe in, that we need to keep our families and our kids safe in this community. And I think it's so important that we have a police presence. I know a lot of people are worried about the increase to their property taxes. And I know there's people out there saying right now, well, you're a church, you don't pay property taxes. That is true. But I'm vowing right now that monthly I will make a donation to our police department so that I have skin in the game, so that I'm putting in my money too. Looking at the increases, you're looking between probably $2.50 and $12 per month. My question is, what is the price of keeping our kids safe? A cup of coffee is what you're giving up, maybe a trip to McDonald's, in order to make sure that our community is kept safe in a world where crime is getting worse and worse and worse by the month. So once again, I share this video as my opinion. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I've had so many people ask me, text me, call me, asking me, Pastor Matt, you live in the village, you're up at the school. What do you think about this? So that's my opinion. I'm not going to respond to any comments. I'm not going to argue with anybody, but this is my opinion as somebody who has a passion and a heart, and I truly love this community. I love the people in it, but most of all, I love our kids, and I want our kids to be safe in the community of Springport. Thank you, and have a great day.